Guide for UnderWorld Epoch. Hello there, this is a short guide for DragonFable's UnderWorld Epoch class. UnderWorld Epoch is simply the Epoch armor equipped with the Eraglass artifact. UnderWorld Epoch is a sustained-based class capable of outputting great damage whilst having good defenses. It is obtained by using a Heromart calendar code from 2020 for now. Class mechanics. Like base Epoch, the main mechanic of UnderWorld Epoch is momentum. UnderWorld Epoch has a momentum widget above its attack button which indicates how much momentum it currently has by clicking on it. UnderWorld Epoch's momentum starts at 0 and caps at 9. Momentum can be generated from some skills and can be used to empower other skills. The skills that use momentum are Laser Slice, Punch, Pierce, Gunburst, and Final, while the ones that generate momentum are Boost and Ultra Boost, Hex and Ultra Hex, Time Shift, Combo, Laser Blades, Charge Burst, and Attack. The only skill that does not consume or generate momentum is Fade. All skills that generate momentum only generate one momentum. However, unlike the previous epochs, UnderWorld Epoch's Time Shift does not grant any extra actions and instead heals the player for 50% HP and MP, purges all outside status effects, and generates 9 momentum. Also using a potion will generate 1 momentum. The next class mechanic, which is closely tied to momentum, is that UnderWorld Epoch has double turns. Compared to base Epoch, UnderWorld Epoch gains double turns whenever it has at least 5 momentum. Due to this, UnderWorld Epoch basically has infinite double turns as long as its momentum does not go below 5. For every double turn, UnderWorld Epoch stacks a debuff called Underworld's Call onto itself. It stacks negative all resistance, negative boost, and negative MPM respectively, capping at negative 30 all resistance, negative 30 boost, and negative 60 MPM after 30 double turns. Stats. At level 90, you should use 200 endurance to both increase your survivability and provide immobility resistance in boss fights. Invest the other 200 points in strength due to the high sustained damage of combos and gunburst. Invest the remaining 45 points in some combination of charisma and wisdom, for both decreased dragon cooldowns and mana respectively. Skills and rotation. The most important skills for UnderWorld Epoch are as follows. 1. Boost and Ultra Boost. Boost buffs you with damage, defense, bonus, and a heal, while Ultra Boost increases the buff's strength. For example, Aim Boost goes from plus 40 bonus to plus 200 bonus. Boost is used 4 times to stack up all 4 boosts, and Ultra Boost is used right after that. 2. Time Shift. It heals you for 50% HP and MP, purges all effects except Epoch effects, and grants you 9 momentum. Do note that it does not grant you any extra turns. 3. Laser Slice. It applies negative all resistance to the enemy based on the amount of momentum you currently have, capping at 3 momentum for a maximum of negative 45 all resistance. 4. Combo. It is used for dealing damage to the enemy. Each time combo is used, capping at 3 times, it deals more damage. Each use generates 1 momentum. 5. Gunburst. It deals a great amount of damage to the enemy based on the amount of momentum you currently have, capping at 3 momentum for a maximum of 305% damage. 6. Final. This is basically the finisher for UnderWorld Epoch. While it does deal a lot of damage, it also consumes all momentum you currently have. Final provides you with some plus all resistance, negative health resistance, and plus PBD. It is not recommended to use this unless you need to use Time Shift the next turn or you want to kill off the enemy immediately. The secondary skills for UnderWorld Epoch are as follows. 1. Hex and Ultra Hex. Hex debuffs the enemy's damage, defense, and bonus, while Ultra Hex increases the debuff strength. For example, Power Hex goes from negative 10% boost to negative 33% boost. Hex is used 3 times to stack up all 3 debuffs, and Ultra Hex is used right after that. 2. Fade. It applies a 200 MPM shield for 1 turn inclusive. 3. Laser Blades. It applies a 66.7% weapon plus stat damage (DOT) to the enemy for 5 turns, while generating 1 momentum. 4. Pierce. It applies plus health resistance to the enemy based on the amount of momentum you currently have, capping at 3 momentum for a maximum of plus 6 health resistance. 5. Charge Burst. It deals a 140% damage in 1 hit to all enemies with no cooldown. 6. Punch. It stuns the enemy for a few turns based on the amount of momentum you currently have, capping at 3 momentum for a maximum of 4 turns. Do note that this is not an auto-stun. UnderWorld Epoch generally uses Hexes, Ultra Hex, and Blades to gain 5 momentum before stacking up boost and outputting great amounts of damage using Laser Slice, Combo, and Gun Burst. Here's the rotation on screen. Strengths and weaknesses. UnderWorld Epoch is basically Eternal Epoch, which trades burst damage for a shorter setup and more sustained damage. As long as you have 5 momentum, the class gains passive double turns, so it shifts the playstyle to looping your combos into Gun Burst for high sustained damage, especially if you abuse on-hit specials like Ice Scythe or Blade of Destiny. These passive double turns also mean the cooldown for all of UnderWorld Epoch skills are lower than you would expect. The main issue with UnderWorld Epoch is the debuffs it stacks upon itself. These debuffs can make it difficult for the class to continue to sustain itself through longer fights, especially since even Time Shift will not purge these debuffs. Because of this, UnderWorld Epoch struggles with long resistance stack fights. Along with that, because of the negative all resistance debuff has plus immobility resistance, UnderWorld Epoch triggers buff detection mechanics from monsters like Patroclus or Leorilla. Unlike base Epoch, UnderWorld Epoch is not really complex mechanically, because the player does not need to manage momentum as much as base Epoch. Because it mostly only loops the same damage skills after setting up boost, it also uses the same rotation for basically every fight, which makes it easier for players to play with UnderWorld Epoch. Like base Epoch, UnderWorld Epoch is not recommended for questing as it does not have any sort of front-loaded damage and requires a few turns to set up. Conclusion. This concludes the guide to UnderWorld Epoch. For more information on the skills and mechanics, check the DragonFable Endgame wiki link in the description. What do you think about UnderWorld Epoch? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for the next Epoch guide featuring the final unique Epoch, Dragonbite Epoch.